Hi children, in the previous class we have learned some points about towards the freedom about the Britishers. Now we are going to know about the revolt against the British. Here, ever since the coming of the British, people in different parts of India had been protesting against their unfair policies. That means they are ruling unless. It is not obedient. However, there was no unity in their protest. It was only in 1857 that a major revolt broke out. That means this revolt was started in the year 1857. This was the first war of independence. It's called as a Sepoy Mutiny or the Great Revolt of 1857. When it was started at 1857 in the year. This is called as a Sipai Mutiny or the Great Revolt. It was an important event in our struggle for freedom. The revolt was started by the Indian soldiers serving in the British Army in India. So who started this one? The soldiers, the Indian soldiers were started this in a British Army of our India. A new rifle called Enfield had been introduced in India. So in this revolt they used a rifle. That is, a rumor spread that the grease used in the bullets was made from the fat of cows and pigs. That means nowadays we are saying as a bullet, that is called as a rifle. That bullet is made up of a cows and pigs fat. It was a rumor. The soldiers had to bite off the greased wrapper of the bullet before loading. That means when we kept it in the refill, first of all what we have to do, we have to bite off the grease wrapper. That means like a chocolate wrapper we have to take out and load it in the refill. This was against the religious sentiments of the both Hindu and Muslim soldiers. They refused to use the rifles and revolted. That means here the Hindus and the Muslims, the Hindus and Muslims refused this using these rifles. The revolt started at a Meerut and soon spread to large parts of northern and central India. That means this revolt against the British started and spread it to Meerut and also the different parts of our India. Farmers, craftsmen and other sections of the society joined the revolt. That means from the different occupations the people joined in this revolt. The soldiers declared that last Mughal Emperor Bahadur Shah Jafar, the leader, the revolt was led by the Nana Sahib and Tantai Topi at Kanpur. And Rani Lakshmi Bai at Jhansi and Begum Hazrat Mahal at Awadh. These are the leaders who was lead this revolt. And we can see the fact wise. After defeating the Mutnis, the British exiled Bahadur Shah Jafar to Burma. That means now Myanmar. He spent the last 5 years of his life in Rangoon, now Yangon, with his death in 1862. 3 centuries of Mughal rule came to an end. That means here Bahadur Shah was a rule for 3 centuries. After the revolt, that means the revolt against the British, what happened? The British suppressed the first war of independence and many factors were responsible for the failure of revolt. So here the revolt was failed due to some revolts and many factors. It did not spread to all the parts of India. The Indian soldiers did not have sufficient money and good weapons. So in this revolt for using, they don't have the sufficient money and weapons. The revolt was not organized properly. That means there is no unity. On the other hand, the British soldiers were well equipped with modern weapons and were very well organized. That means our country, that means our India is not having a sufficient money and weapons, but the Britishers are having a well equipped modern weapons. After the revolt was suppressed, many Indians were either killed or put into prison. That means in this revolt, our Indians are killed and some are kept in the Vision. The rule of the East India Company ended in 1858. The administration of India was taken over by the government of England. However, the Indian princes were allowed to rule over their territories. So, after that, what happened? The East India Company was ended, and the administration of India was taken out by the government of England, and it was ruled by the princes. Okay. And social and religious reformers. We are having here some reformers. That means the British introduced a modern education in India. Gradually educated Indians introduced a many social and religious reforms. Okay, they introduced so many reforms such as Raja Rahoman Rai, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, Debendranath Tagore were active during this period. Okay, they strongly protest against the social practice such as sati, killing female babies, child marriages, and caste system. That means at that time, sati system means when the that means the wife and husband is there, no? When the husband was expired, that means died. Okay, so when he was burnt, okay, na children. So their wife also have put him in that fire. Okay, that is a sati system, killing female babies and child marriages. Okay, now we are voting at the age of 18 years, yes or not? Then only we got minor. Okay, that means a major, but in the minor age the child marriages was going on at the time. And the caste system, that means they belongs to this caste, we have to marry them. Okay, we should not be in that. Okay, Hindu, Muslim, they have this caste feeling, so we should not have those. They also encourage the widow remarriages and education of women. Okay, here what happened? They also encouraged. Okay, that means what happens here? I said no already in the sati system. So they encouraged the women to educate, to study, and at the child marriages, when the husband died again, they remarried with a person. Okay, so these social and religious reformers introduced all this. And next, rise of nationalism. Educated Indians realized that the British wanted to keep India poor and backward. Okay, here what is the main of the Britishers? They have to keep India in a back position. Okay, so this realization united the Indians, and slowly the feeling of unity and our nation grew stronger. The growing feeling of nationalism resulted in the formation of Indian National Congress in 1885. The Indian National Congress was formed by an Englishman named Alan Octavian Hume. That means A.O. Hume. The person is called as A.O. Hume. Its first session was held at Bombay, now Mumbai. It was attended by 72 delegates from all over India. Okay, who started this? A.O. Hume by 72 delegates. The president of this session was Umesh Chandra Banerjee. Okay, W.C. Banerjee he is called as. Thereafter, the Congress met every year in different cities. It slowly became very strong. It awakened the spirit of unity among the Indians. At the same time, it requested the government to introduce the reforms to improve the living conditions of the people. That means they developed the living conditions. The growing popularity of the Congress worried the British. To suppress the rising spirit of nationalism, the government passed many strict laws. Okay, they also used the policy of divide and rule, and to prevent Hindus and Muslims from uniting. Okay, that means here they raised many laws to be a perfect in Indian National Congress to develop this. Okay, this is about towards freedom. We have learned in this revolt against the British, and also what are the acts taken by the Britishers, and also the rise of nationalism, and what are the things was done by religious reformers, the leaders of our India. Okay.